totally different duel.
Yeah, I mean, within those first 5 weight classes, we had 3 freshmen within the lineup. True freshmen at 125, and both freshmen in Trzynski and Jude Swisher at 49 and 57. But looking forward to starting here at 165. We got senior captain Luca Revano, been to the NCAA tournament a few times in his career. He's looking to make a name for himself, put Penn back on the team scoreboard.
Lucas Revano originally slated to go 157 this year, but of course back up to 165, where he was an NCAA qualifier back in 2022 when the championships were held out in Detroit. So he's got some experience to his name. Just 3-4 on the year, though, but he is 62 and 47 for his career. But he's got a big challenge right here in Mikey Caliendo, a fellow North Dakota State transfer, came along with Jared Franek, who we saw at 157. Those two guys were All-Americans for the Bison. Caliendo finished 7th back in March at this weight. He's 36-6 for his career, just a sophomore eligibility-wise. He's got a bit to go in his career, and he can really get it going here with Iowa. But certainly Revano here to try to pull off what would be considered an upset, at least according to the rankings.
Yeah. We saw Franek a transfer, Caliendo a transfer from North Dakota State, and a lot of the top programs across the country have transfers, and I would argue that you need transfers to go and vie for an NCAA team title. And Iowa did that in picking up 2 great wrestlers from North Dakota State in the departure of Coach Kish from there, and they got 2 All-Americans from the transfer portal.
Iowa, just one of the Big Ten teams that certainly cashed in on the transfer portal. Obviously, it's an arms race with Penn State, who, don't forget, also added transfers such as Bernie Truax, who's down to 184 now. Of course, Michigan really added to their lineup this year. 3 guys from Northwestern, and DiAugustino Cannon and Lucas Davison at heavyweight. And, of course, the former NCAA champion Shane Griffith from Stanford, taking his grad year at Michigan as well. Revano reattacking here on Caliendo. Now Caliendo able to get him flat, trying to get his leg free, turns around. He's got 3. Good exchange there, but Caliendo ends up on top, and the Hawkeyes have a 3-0 lead in this bout.
Great reattack there by Revano. Quick, nice escape. Quick reattack by Revano, but I think size was eventually a factor there for Caliendo. This whole season, Revano's been at 157, and they bumped him up for the duel here this evening, as I believe he wrestled Caliendo in the past.
That he has. Revano took on Caliendo back on December 29th of 2021. A 3-2 victory for Revano. Different animals both these guys are now, as Caliendo's really gotten into his zone. He's up 6-1 after that takedown. Revano quickly out, though, with a nice escape. It's 6-2, but you can see, again, if matches go one way with these takedowns, you can see how the score just jumps up fast, as we are all still getting used to the new 3-point takedown just a month into the wrestling season. But gotta say, by February or March, we'll be used to it by that point.
Yeah. I wonder how awkward it is for those referees to be holding up 3 after holding 2 for so long.
I know there was a big debate about what fingers they actually would hold up for 3-point. I know freestyle, they give you the thumb and the 2 fingers, but they decided to go, the OK symbol right here. So 6-2 at the end of the first period. Caliendo on top. They look over the Iowa corner. Coach Brand's already getting his next guys warmed up as well.
Yeah, if I'm Revano here taking the down position, I'm thinking go get another quick escape. Riding time is still not a factor, but you get an escape and 1 takedown, it's tie score match. You're right back in this.
He is out for 1, just as you said. Less than 10 seconds into the second period, 6-3, and again, takedown ties the match here. Caliendo went 29-5 last season with North Dakota State. As mentioned before, took 7th on that podium in Tulsa. Obviously, with the departure of Roger Kish to Oklahoma, opened up the door for some guys to potentially transfer out of the program, look elsewhere, and Caliendo and Franek ended up in Iowa City. .115 to go in this second period. Revano trails by 3. And Revano just 3-4 this season. Don't let it fool you. He's a vet in this program. Now Caliendo re-attacking on the single leg after the stall warning on Revano. Caliendo driving towards the mat, and he's going to not get a takedown there yet. Revano's still fighting. Great scramble here, and Caliendo finally finishes it off along the edge. It's 9-3.
Great hustle there by Caliendo to secure that takedown. Revano uses athleticism, but Caliendo kept Revano off balance the entire time, kind of flailing and just reacting to all of it. Some last-ditch efforts to try to escape. Caliendo hustled all the way through to finish that takedown. Great effort.
Yeah, I was going to say tremendous effort there from Revano. Again, that hand-touch takedown no longer in effect with the rules this season. Need full control, and Revano certainly made him work for it, but eventually Caliendo just a little bit too much on the edge, and a nice chase towards the edge of the circle. You see Revano there talking to the Penn staff, including Mark Hall there on your left, former national champion for Penn State. Gotta love having, I mean, Joey, you're here in this room with the PRTC. Gotta love having a guy like Mark Hall in the room as well.
Yeah, Mark is a great technician, of course, been a national champ in his own right, and just offers a wealth of knowledge to the room. He's been under that Penn State program. Not only does he have individual titles, but he has team titles, so he knows what it takes at every single level.
45 seconds to go in the second period. Caliendo a 6-point lead. Revano trying to get back to his feet. See a lot of the flipping of the hips there from Revano. It's worked for him so far, and he cuts away at the hands out for one, 9-4. 30 seconds to go, second period. Revano, he's scrambled well, but hasn't gotten into one of those offensive scrambles where he's forcing the issue so far.
Yeah, he also does have a stalling call on him, which just goes to show, I mean, his attack rate has not been as high as Caliendo's throughout this match.
Well, second period comes to a close. 9-4 Caliendo. Riding time not a factor. He'll go down for the third period. You already see Coach Roger Reyna calling for that claw ride. Not a great lip reader, but I can definitely tell where that hand placement is.
Context clues, body language. It's big in the sport, right? Especially as a competitor. When you look across the mat, see your opponent maybe leaning their arm on their knee, the way they're breathing, starting to take some steps back, the look on their face. You got to read that body language. As we say in wrestling, smell the blood and take advantage of that. Really start to pick up the pace, put some pressure on, string some attacks together, and open your opponent up.
We'll see if Caliendo will start really pushing the pace in this third period. Less than 90 seconds to go. He's around for another 3-point takedown. Able to reach on the single and around the body. He's up 13-4. I'm just going to say, Joey, might be chasing that bonus, chasing those bonus points now, and now it's in play.
Yeah, that was a big takedown. Now he's got the riding time ticking up. If he gets over a minute, he'll have that secured for the time being. But even if Revano does escape here, he's got to get another point on the board to minimize that major, to erase that major decision from the team.
Riding time a factor, over a minute. Great mat return from Mikey Caliendo. That's about as loud as you'll hear it. Picture perfect technique there.
Great technique, lifting the hips, swiveling them out, placing that hip right back on the mat, giving no room for rolls or any funky business. Just great mat return. It's always interesting to me how fired up fans get from mat returns. I believe Shane Sparks talks about it all the time. He loves seeing himself a great mat return, and so do the fans.
I hope Shane sees that one at some point this weekend. That was a good one. And we're going to get some contact here. Looks like some little too much hands to the face there from Caliendo, so the referee will give both of them a talking to keep it clean around the face. And Joey, you can obviously speak to this, in the heat of battle. I guess it gets like that sometimes, whether it's a 13-5 match or, it's a 7-2 match.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, your testosterone's running, right? Wrestling is a controlled fight. You got to have that mentality when you take the mat. If not, right, when things don't go as expected, it gets a little chippier than you might have thought. Starts to get in your head. You start to think about that versus wrestling your match. You start to lose focus. But see both these guys clubbing each other pretty hard.
Your winner by major decision, Iowa's Michael Caliendo.
That's a Jersey guy for you.
Yeah, I would say so. He's even getting chippy with the official there as he held up the riding time point there. Mikey Caliendo, 14-5, major decision, wins this one for the Hawkeyes. It is 16-3. Iowa out in front with 4 bouts to go. And again, Caliendo just getting that last-ditch effort there on some of those takedowns. You see some of the highlights from that 165 bout. Just too much. He was able just to finish a lot of those scribbles, including that nice one we saw earlier in the match.
Yeah, you'd see a lot of guys quit there. Things get tough and that opponent faces them again. They'll just kind of take it,